Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. My next guest is Mani Manickavelu. He is with mytaxfranchiser.com. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely. So we were talking, teasing into the break that, when you go into business, you can absolutely go out on your own and just set up your own shingle and create your own brand, or you can attach yourself to an existing brand. So what are the pluses of attaching yourself to an existing brand?
There are a lot of advantages. One is even the success rate. There's a vast difference between somebody is going on their own into business and somebody taking a franchise. There's a big difference. What you really get into when you do attach with other brand, be licensing, franchising, or whichever the way, it's basically proven methodologies, processes, and the brand values and their marketing, everything you get it. And you take the entire experience of that company, 15 years, 20 years, whatever, plus the number of different branches that they had. You take everything and you step in with all the values. So that's the biggest advantage.
Absolutely. Well, tell me your personal journey. How did you get to be the CEO of mytaxfranchiser.com?
Right. I started my career as a software, engineer 25 years back, and very soon, within few years, I become more of a business development kind of a role. But in a big corporation, your business development role is a little different. You have a big army behind you to support, and you kind of play a specific role in a whole system. About 12 years back, I started training kids' education, kind of a business, more for my wife, very passionate about teaching. So I supported her in the business development and really developing that company. And there were a lot of demands, so we started franchising it. So I grew that national brand and learned a lot in that business. And a couple of years back, I sold when we had about 150 locations across the country. Then I start supporting different businesses, particularly in expansion. I work with few companies as a strategic advisor, and my tax filer and my startup CFO, the companies I work on expanding them through franchising. And there are a couple other brands that I'm working with, not signed yet, would be expanding as well.
So how is it? Let's take mytaxfiler.com. What is it about that franchise that you said that this needs to be across the country?
Yes, they are at the right moment. What happens generally when you come to a franchising, there are companies being around 20 years, 30 years, that's one side of it. The other one, just starting, right? So most of the starting franchise would be a year or two, right? So that's how it would be. They just started a business, probably a unique business. In a year or two, they started franchising. My tax filer grew over the last 10 years very organically in a way that they added more employees to support their demand, and they improved their process to support the demand, so to make it throughput and all that. And then they started opening branches, which is great, but then it's a slow process. You cannot have your own branches open that many. So when I met with CEO of my tax filer, I gave an expansion plan, which he really liked it. Then we partnered together and started my startup CFO as well as my tax franchisor to take that into franchising mode. So we would be in about 40 locations or so.
Wow.
By 2019 first quarter.
And tell us about the My Startup CFO.
Oh, My Startup CFO is a CFO company. That's a CFO for the companies which cannot afford to have in-house CFO.
Yes.
So in a fraction of cost, you will get that service. So you don't have to have in-house team. It's really very expensive to have your own. So it's targeting for a mid-sized company and anybody who would like to be cost-effective on that. So we can still be a great resource.
So tell us about if there's somebody watching this on YouTube or listening to this right now who's thinking, well, this sounds like a great opportunity. how would they go about approaching you and getting involved?
Through our website, there is a small inquiry form. Leave very basic information. Then I connect. Somebody from office would connect and provide information.
How does somebody know if they would be good for your organization?
How we would know they are good for our organization, in other words?
Yeah, or if they think it's for them, how do they know?
Okay, yeah. So though it is a F&A, finance and accounting kind of business, not necessarily someone should have that background, because our business process and back office support will take care of a lot of things they need to do, but they need to be a business person interested in building a business and people person. It's like any other small business, certainly. So that's the kind of people that we expect, and then they would look at the details of our company and what the whole projection and what we expect from them, and then decide if that would be a right choice for them.
Well, it occurs to me that if somebody's going out into business, they don't have to reinvent the wheel when they get a franchise. A lot of the work has been done. It's in a box.
Absolutely. That's what franchising about, a good franchising about. So it is a lot of things being done. It is been around for 10 years. They really improved it, and we have added multiple branches. We have about 7 locations now. That means we have also experienced replicating the system. So It's going to be a lot easier for us to do, for them to learn and do it.
What kind of support do they get when they team up with you guys?
Everything from finding a location or finding a right territory and marketing, training, very extensive training, back office support for the employment needs. That's one of the problems most of the small business will have, because you need to get somebody, train them, and then what happens if they lose and all that, right? So we have a complete back office support to supply them their staff requirements, right? So, and marketing, get everything. It's almost a turnkey operation.
Wow, it sounds like a very attractive opportunity for the right person. So, where do you see this going in terms of the growth of the company over the next few years?
As an industry, tax industry seem to be on top. I've looked at it. It's one of the high profitable industry. And as the changes happening globally, there are more opportunities for people to look at the taxes more closely and see if they are doing things right. So there are a lot of opportunities for us as an industry. And then we as a company, in my opinion, it's all well set. They have got right people, right mindset. So my job becomes a lot easier expanding it, because we've got a good material to work with, right?
Absolutely. Well, it also seems these days it's cool to be your own boss. When I was going to school back in the 80s, they never told you, hey, go start your own business. That was not, it was always go work for a large company and don't get fired.
That's right.
But these days, I mean, the millennials are looking at people like Mark Zuckerberg and saying, well, if he could do it, I could do it too, right?
Absolutely. So there is a difference I've seen corporate world. I worked with about 13, 14 years. Then I started my own business. Yes, it is very interesting. There's a lot of learning opportunity. And then growing, there is a little bit of pressure. I think you will enjoy that as a business owner. And you have to play multiple roles, and everybody really enjoys that kind of.
But being with a franchise like yours, it does take out some of the pressure off of the entrepreneur, that if they're having a problem, they can always call you and say, hey, I'm dealing with this. What would you advise?
Absolutely. So a couple of things I already started putting in place. Is having certain platform for franchisees to interact. So there are issues that would come, and some of them we already tackled, some of them are new. So we will be able to handle with our experience, and we are having so many new people. So they will come out with ideas, always fresh ideas. So we will know with our experience if this would work and where it would not. So we will be able to really manage and move it on. It's not that we have seen every problem.
Yes.
There are situations that would come, right? But then we have got great minds to really deal with it.
And do you see this being in all 50 states?
Possibly, but certainly most of the states, and our plan is to be in at least about 6 states by end of next year.
Wow.
Certainly in 6 states.
Okay, give us the websites again.
mytaxfranchiser.com.
Awesome.
mytaxfranchiser.com.
Manny, thank you so much for being on the show. You've been a great guest.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you very much.
All right. When we come back, a young entrepreneur who's putting her wax seal on the wedding industry. Her story is just ahead on the Jeff Crilley Show.
More of the Jeff Crilley Show coming up.